Hello, Discover and Recover Yoga. It is Wednesday, the 20, what is it, the 24th of January. Time is flying by, 24th of January. Uh, Please, if you need to send me a chat, certainly can do that. I'm looking at for the chat if that needs to pop up. Certainly do that. I want to make sure everybody can see me and hear me. Okay. It is Discover and Recover Yoga. Today's theme, I'm taking this from this book, The Rules That Guide Us. I love the title, Creating Stability During Uncertain Times. And this particular focus this week was on faith. I've been going through this book with the Monday morning mindset folks. We've talked so far about change. We've talked about the power in the pause, and this week was focused on faith. If you're curious about Monday morning mindset, it is 7:30 a.m. Eastern time to 7:45 a.m. Eastern time, designed to get the mindset in a position to launch into the week. It's designed for busy people who are on the go. Be happy to share that. It's done via Zoom. But I'll just start with the author, which is two authors, Dr. Glenn Mendoza and his co-author, Dawn Myers, their description, which is just a little phrase about faith. Faith is when we are in the heart of our struggles, but keep our eyes focused on the possible benefits that might come from it. Faith is when we are in the heart of our struggles, but keep our eyes focused on the possible benefits that might come from it. So as we find our way to seated, I'm going to make my way onto my meditation cushion in a cross-legged position, whatever that seated posture feels good for you. Just know that there is this focus on faith. It doesn't have anything to do with what religion or spirituality you might follow. It's just this idea that, whatever's unfolding in our lives, there is a greater purpose for it. Can we trust and have faith that whether it's the whirling dervishes, whether it's the challenging times, whether it's something unexpected, that on the other side is perhaps this idea that it's happening for our highest good. In the recovery world, those who might recognize this as faith the size of a mustard seed. Faith size of a mustard seed. And that would certainly, give you an opportunity to trust in that size of a mustard seed. So, making our way to seated, I'm going to come cross-legged. Put on my glasses. And we begin. Arriving on your mat in a seated position that gives you some sense of grounding, some sense of ease, some sense of connection, sense of being in this moment. We have a place, when we talked about pause last week, it was this, we live in a society that just celebrates speed, quickness, but here is your opportunity to just settle. And in this settling in, we recognize, oh yeah, here we go. Let me see if I'm just going to go ahead and mute anybody who's so if they're on, you could just simply mute. And then we'll unmute at the end. Wow. So for this moment, unfolding as it is. Softening the shoulders, softening around the throat, softening around the jawline, the cheekbones, even around the facial muscles, eye sockets, temples, forehead. And then that connection to the breath. Start to notice the inhaling and the exhaling, deepening the inhale through the nose, feeling that abdominal cavity getting in, feeling that air, filling that body with that cleaner, fresher, newer air. The exhale is just going to reverse that. We're just going to release the stale, used air. So in that muted fashion, if you'd like to let a little sound, a little sigh come through the exhale, absolutely. Couple more of those, getting fuller and richer and deeper on the inhale. Not only does the chest expand, but so does the belly. One more time. All right. Opportunity now. The invitation is to sweep the arms wide and high. As the palms meet above the crown of the head, we'll eventually on the exhale draw the hands in the heart space. If there is a purpose for this practice, an idea, I like to think about concepts or notions or thoughts. Maybe it is around this idea of faith. Faith the size of a mustard seed, faith that this journey is going to unfold to our highest good, even in the midst of what might seemingly not seem that way. So whatever that is, sending some love, some light up to some of your midst as we pause here at the heart space, only to go ahead and interlace those fingers and exhale, press, interlace the palms forward. There it is. It's to carve out of the core, rounding through the upper back, chin tucks in. We get to lengthen the back of the neck a bit. Draw the navel towards the spine. Now inhale, just place palms towards the sky. Lifting up and out of the shoulder heads, the shoulder sockets, but eventually that right hand finds the floor, left arm up and over. Yes. So moving the spine laterally, if you'd like to move the head a bit, yes or no. We talk about the higher energy centers, the head and the neck. Left hip might want to pop a little bit, so I'm going to be encouraging you to draw energy into that left side body. Nice. We'll keep going for 3. Breathing into that for 2. I will maintain this lateral movement as I take this left hand behind the head. Bending that left elbow. Inhale might twist me open a little bit deeper, but on the exhale, left elbow to right thigh. Inhale, you twist open. And exhale is the condensing. So that's the motion. Adding a twist to our bend. Inhale, you open up. And exhale, you twist close. Keep going for 4. Breathing steady into that for 3. Oh, yeah. Here's 2. Last one. Inhale, we open up to the possibilities. Exhale, there's a little condensing. But now please return back to the heart space. Realign the spine. Hands meet once again. Palms at the center of the chest. Your purpose, your ideas, your notions. As you interlace the less dominant thumb on top, press it forward, please. We'll mirror the side. So draw the chin in, expand through the shoulder blades. We carry some stress there. Now inhale, let's lift up and out. Up and out of the shoulder heads. Maybe a lot of the hip flexors are bad. I'm a little shimmy there. Left hand to the floor, right arm up and up. Same thing, other side. Hello, right side body. A little movement of the head a bit. Who knows? Maybe the left fingertips creep a little further out. Some get to that left forearm. That's an option as you draw energy into that right side. Yeah, we'll keep going for 3. I'm moving the head. It's protecting in the higher energy centers, the head and the neck for 2. Now, eventually, yes, I'm going to bend that right hand, right elbow. Yes, here we are. Inhale to twist open a bit. Exhale, we're going to condense. I'll just walk you guys through this. Inhale, there's a little twisting action. Well, literally, you're twisting both ways. Elbow towards thigh. Yes, just easy motion. Nice. We'll go into this for 4. If the elbow makes it to the thigh, great. If it doesn't, no worries. Here's 3. Nice. Breathing into that for 2. Oh, yeah. Last one. All right, you're back to neutral. Seated in what position you're at. The suggestion is to wrap either the fingertips around the shins or around the knees. And let's do a seated version of cat-cow. Inhale and tilting the pelvic bowl forward and lifting the sternum to the ceiling. There's cow. Exhale for cat. Mindful of keeping the shoulders soft. Rolling the pelvic bowl forward on inhaling. Tilting the pelvic bowl on the exhale. So that's the motion. Easy cat-cow. So I went to the chiropractor yesterday, got a nice adjustment. So I'm just modifying, maybe not moving as much as I would in a regular practice, just to let that adjustment from yesterday kind of settle into the body, into my body. So a few more rounds, please. Okay, eventually we're back to neutral. From this position, we're gonna spin. So think about that torso. Yes, just spinning on top of the hips. Hello, low back, hello, hips. Whatever direction you've gone, we'll switch in just a moment. Create the spin. Ooh, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Faith in the process, trusting in the process. Now reverse, take it the other way. Mm. Mm. Couple more rotations. Mm. Beautiful. All right, you're back to neutral. You're back to your neutral spot. All right, here we go, DNR folks. Let's find our way to hands and knees. We won't do cat cow, we just did it, but maintaining position of hands and knees. Once that is established, right leg extends to the back of the mat. We've been here before, but we're a little add-on, something a little different. So core slightly engaged, wrists right underneath the shoulders. If there's issues with the palm, with the hands, with the wrist flexing, you can do this from the fist. That means there is no break to the wrist. Otherwise, all 10 knuckles are pressing the mat. I'm going to suggest we draw that right leg over to the left side now. Land the ball of that right foot on your surface as you steadily gaze down that left side body. So I've got a pretty strong connection of the ball of the right foot to the floor, to the surface, whether it's carpet, wood, whatever the surface is. And that steady gaze goes down that left side body. You should feel a lovely expansion on the right side, maybe the obliques kind of fired up on the left. Oh, yeah. Oops. We'll keep going here for a few more breaths. Nice. All right, now please, let's release this right leg once again to length. And let's add on that left arm comes forward. Okay, spinal balance. You know, it's spin a little bit more, but as you exhale, bend the right knee and see if I can find the bottom. So we'll have that right hand, the left hand find the top of the right foot. There's a little lovely quad stretch. If the bind doesn't take place, no worries. You can simply bring right heel towards right glute. Yes. So bind or no bind as we hold here. Breathe into this for 3. Almost there for 2. Now let's guess what? We're back to mountain, back to table. Okay. Same thing other side. Left leg comes back, core is engaged. So get this set up. When you're ready, that left foot makes its way over towards the right side of the mat. Landing on the surface, you're sticking the ball, that left foot to the floor, and you're gazing down the right side body. Hello, left side to expand. Hello, obliques on the right as we hold here. Breath is flowing. I'll put flows like water. We'll breathe into this for 4. Got a pretty strong connection. The ball, that left foot to the floor for 3. Almost there for 2. Now let's re-lengthen that left leg. Right arm comes forward, so find your spinal balance. Okay. Inhale, you grow long through the right face to the left, and then we're going to bend that left knee, left heel towards left foot, and perhaps the right hand bind the top of the left foot. If there's no binds, please, no worries. Keep going. We'll hold for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. Like it doesn't work for me today, so I'm just going to draw right heel, left heel towards left glute for 2. Now, bring that left knee back up, back down, big toe to touch. Child's pose. So, let this go. Whatever this is, let that go. Shimmy into this. Forehead next to the mat readily. You might move the head from side to side. Activate child's pose. Maybe spread the fingers a little wider, reach a little further to the front if that feels good. Hips towards heels. An invitation to get a little fuller and richer and deeper on the inhale. Letting go of that which no longer serves on the exhale. Beautiful. All right, let's hinge and bring ourselves back up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes, first downward dog. Ooh, yeah. So taking advantage of this opportunity to pedal, shimmy the shoulders, the head move like it's on a swivel. Feet about hip distance, hands about shoulder distance. I've got some exploration might take place. Take the feet out wide, maybe even take the hands out wide. See what happens, you know? Eventually, yes, hands come back to shoulder distance, feet back to hip distance. Inhale to the tiptoes, and as you exhale, let's bend both knees, look between the thumbs, we'll step to the top of the mat, standing forward fold. So hanging out upside down, opportunity to bind opposite hand to opposite elbow. You can let the ragdoll happen. You can stay completely still. Eventually, the palms glued to the shins, we half lift. So as if the core goes parallel to the floor, we'll fold it back in. One more time, palms to shins, half lift. Exhale, please, let's surrender to the fold. Arms are coming out like wings. Reverse swan dive, so take us to standing. I'll face the camera, palms meet above the crown of the head. Maybe give a super hand. Good stuff. And then we're to the heart space. Back to that heart center where all the good stuff emanates. Yeah. Chance to check in, align. Thinking about mitigating that forward head tilt. So for DNR for a while, we've been trying to mitigate that forward head tilt. So the hands come down to the sides. You're drawing the front of the neck to the back of the throat. As we do this, weight shifts to this right foot. Left leg crosses to the outside of the right leg. Left leg crosses to the outside of the right leg. Arms will lift. As we exhale, I'll have my right hand grab that left wrist and side bend to the right. So upper chair, open up that left side. Three little themes is unfolding here. You'll see that as this practice unfolds. I'm super rooted into the feet. I hope I get a little wobbly here. All right, now let's come back to center. Uncross to mountain. Reset. Weight to that left foot. Right leg crosses over left. Inhale, the arms will lift. Find that extended position now. Left hand grab right wrist, side bend to the left. Yeah. And I'm opening up that right side body. Hello, obliques on the left as we go for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. Now come back to center. Uncross, you're back to mountain. Oh, look at that. Oh, lovely. Back to mountain. Shoulders shrug up, and let's roll them back and down. So the shrug up, and we'll release to this back. Here's 3. Shoulder rolls. 2. Last one. Returning to mountain. Let's come up and roll forward. Here's 3. 2. The last one, I'm going to go ahead and return to the top of the mat. Mountain pose. Once you're there, if you're there already, inhale, we'll see the arms wide, have a little baby back bend. Draw the hips forward, and then as we exhale, it's swan dive. Flat leg forward fold. Some will have peace fingers to the mat, others will have palms to shins, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. The suggestion here is to walk the feet back to downward dog. Walk the feet back to downward dog. Revisiting where we were a moment ago, maybe a little tail wag, head movement, until the inhale hinges us forward to plank. So first, for me, I have to kind of shimmy balls of the foot to the back of the mat. Eventually, the knees are going to lower. The feet are going to flatten, chest and chin between the thumbs. We'll call this pranam pose. Inhale, we'll draw the heart through. Some will find cobra, some will find up dog. And as you exhale, let's rebend the knees, retuck the toes, back to the downward dog. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees lower, feet flatten, chest and chin between the thumbs. Inhale draws the heart through and up. Exhale, bend the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Okay, last time. Inhale to plank. Exhale, knees lower, feet flatten, chest and chin between the thumbs. Inhale draws the heart through. Hello, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to the downward facing dog. All is well here. In this moment. Nice. Once you reconnect and reestablish your Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog, inhale, that right leg lifts. Doesn't matter how high. As you exhale, right knee towards chin or chest. Inhale, we'll draw it back out. Exhale, right knee draws once again, chin or chest. We'll call it midline. Inhale, back out. On this exhale, right knee to the right foot to the top of the mat. Lunge. Nice. From this, option is to lower that left knee, flatten that left foot. Otherwise, we're rising up to high lunge. So we got right foot forward, left foot back, high lunge. Now, for this purposes, for me, I am going to lower my right knee, left knee, and flatten my left foot. Option is to keep it left knee. Inhale, we'll go long to the side of the body. As you exhale, draw the hands to the heart center. Because left elbow to right thigh. Left elbow to right thigh. Again, that can be done with that left knee lifted for a variation. Otherwise, you can modify, bringing that left knee down. We'll hold for 3. That's the breath with the pose. Almost there for 2. Let's now come back to center. We'll sweep the arms wide and high. On this exhale, I'm going to float to underneath that right thigh. Both of the forearms are underneath that right thigh. It's like you're hugging that right thigh. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now let's release to frame that right foot. If that left knee is lifted, please go ahead and lower it because I'm going to heel toe this right foot forward. Heel toe this right foot forward. I'm going to flex the right foot. Oh, yeah. Fellow hamstring. An invitation to take both hands to the outside of that right leg. Hello, left side body. You might feel that extension as we've been feeling a bit through this practice. Hello, obliques on the right. Nice. Hold here, not the breath, but the pose. Breathing into that for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now let's go ahead and reframe that right foot. Rebend the right knee. Left toes are going to curl under. Let's bring this right foot back to meet the left foot. High push-up, goes to low push-up. Inhale, revisit up, dog or cobra. Exhale, rebend the knees, retuck the toes, downward facing dog. Okay, a little opportunity to get yourself reorganized in the downward facing dog until left leg lifts. Breathe in. Exhale, left knee draws towards midline, chin or chest. Inhale, back out. One more time, exhale towards chin or chest. Inhale, back out. Now you guessed it, exhale, we'll bring that right foot smooth step, top of the mat. Low lunge. Okay, coming up to high lunge for just a moment. Feel this process, trust in this process, but eventually for me, I'm gonna lower that right knee, flatten that right foot. The length of this, as I exhale, I'm gonna draw the hands to the heart center. Reach the left arm, right elbow, left thigh. Again, that can be done with that right knee lifted or the right knee lowered. Twisted happy. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now let's come back to the heart center, please. Inhale, sweep the arm wide and high. But as you exhale, we're going to bind underneath that left thigh. Bind underneath that left thigh. Give yourself a hug. Squeeze it. Got a little wobbly. Yeah. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now let's release and frame that left foot. If that right knee is lifted, let's lower it as we heel toe this left foot forward. Left foot flexes. Hello, hamstring. Okay, the invitation now is to take all 10 fingertips, both hands to the outside of that left leg. Hello, right side body. Experiencing that expansion. Beautiful. Here we go. We'll hold for 3. Breathing steady into that for 2. Now let's reframe that left foot. Rebend the left knee. Right toes curl under. Right knee lifts. Right foot sweeps up to meet the left foot standing forward fold. These fingers around palms to shins come. Lift. Exhale, we're going to fold it back in. Arms out like wings. Reverse swan dive is going to take us to standing. I'll face the camera again. Palms meet. Give yourself a hand and back to the heart center. Yes. All is well. No worries. Relax, release, let go. All right, hands release, back down to the mat. Back down to the side. All right, wait once again to the right foot, left leg crosses over. We're there a moment to go. Nice. We'll sweep the arms wide and high. And as we exhale, we'll swan dive, flat back forward fold with the crossed legs. All right, I'm going to show a prop here. Fingertips can find the mat. Or perhaps a block of this, a book, because from this position, we're coming up onto the tiptoes, and I'm going to have to bend the knees. And guess what? Ankles might get in the way. So I'm going to just adjust to see if I can get the ankles to come out of the way. You can bring fingertips to the mat for a block or perhaps to the heart center. That's going to be a little more challenging. So wherever you are in this position, we hold for 3. Nice, breathing into that for 2. Hello, balls of feet. Now on 1, let's go ahead and bring the heels back to the mat. Let's re-straighten the legs. Oh, yeah. Roll up the spine. Continue the arms towards the ceiling. And then return to mountain. Okay. You probably guessed what we do on that side. We're going to mirror. Wait till that left foot, right leg crosses over. Okay. Inhale, lift. Maybe a little back bend, and let's do the cross-legged forward fold. Once you're set up down here, I'm up onto the tiptoes, and then there it is. I'm going to start to bend the knees. Still in the balls of feet. Hands stay to the mat, maybe to a block. Yeah, nice. Balancing here as best you can. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now let's start to re-straighten the legs. Heels find the mat. Roll back up the spine. Oh, yeah. Arms continue towards the ceiling. And let's go. Let's go. Nice. Maybe a little shake that out. What's it? Taylor Swift song? Shake it off. Shake it off. Mountain pose. Beautiful, guys. All right, I'm going to return back to the top of the mat. Inhale again, a little sweeping, arms wide, spine, little baby back down, and we once again slide down. Drop that forward fold. Peace fingers matter, palms, shins, half lift. Exhale, fold it in. Some will step, some will hop to the back of the mat. High push up, goes to low push up. Inhale, you draw the heart through. We're finding up dog or cobra, and eventually we're back to the downward dog. Okay, friends, it's been a while since we've ever done this in DNR yoga, but we're going to try it. Right hand flips to the back. I'm landing my right hand on my right butt cheek, my right hip. Left leg is going to lift. And it may lift an inch. It may lift a little higher. There may be some opportunities to touch down to try to find this balance. It's a little bit challenging. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. All right, back to our regular downward dog. Give yourself that moment to reset. Left hand floats up. You can land on the low back or that left hip, right leg lifts. Good. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Nice. Right, on 1, bring it down. Let's go ahead, lower to the knees, please, and find child's pose. Yeah, all is well. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay, turning the palms up towards the sky, back of the hands nestle onto the mat. If you'd like to press the back of the hands more intently into the mat, you'll get a little upper arm engagement. We're just taking an exercise for a couple of us. Eventually the palms come back to the mat. Draw yourself back up to hands and knees, tabletop, and then here we go. Right elbow lands underneath right shoulder, left elbow lands underneath left shoulder, and we're purposely walking the knees down, lowering the hips to the mat, Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose. Nice. Now, if this is too much for the low back, you could draw the elbows more forward of the shoulders. Yeah, otherwise, see if that's, I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring my elbows a little more forward of the shoulders. And just kind of mitigating that from the chiropractic adjustment yesterday. Draw the chin towards the chest. Just moving the head from side to side. Right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. Here we go for 3. For 2. Now 1, pause. Let the head come back to neutral. Okay. Let the arms come out like goalposts as you land the chest and the chin onto the mat. The lower portions, we're gonna bend the knees, so let's think about the shins and calves are perpendicular to the floor as you begin the movement side to side. Just windshield wipering the lower legs from side to side. Get a nice reset for the low back. Keep going. A few more times each side. Nice. All right, eventually, tops of feet come back to the mat. Fingertips align with the tops of the shoulders. Elbows hug the sides of the body. Please, let's press up. And let's try the narrowed knee version of child's pose. So after flexing the spine in that Sphinx pose, I'd like to see if we can find the narrowed knee version. And for me, I'm going to place one palm down, the other hand on top of that, and let that forehead nestle into the back of my hand. That because my forehead in narrow knee child's pose won't find the mat, so I use that little modification. If your forehead finds the mat, wonderful. Hello, spines extend. Reintroduce that nice cleansing breath pattern. All right, eventually we're going to rise back up to take off. All right, some practitioners will cross the ankles, draw the hips back, the legs forward. I'm going to lower onto my left hip as the legs swing around to the front, finding ourselves to our seated posture. Moving right along, so sitting up tall, arms will lift, and we'll get that seated forward fold. Maybe bend to the knees. From this seated forward fold, the suggestion is, the invitation is take the left fingertip to the outside of the right shin, maybe the outside of the right ankle, maybe to the outside of the right foot, and float this right arm back. So we're down seated forward fold with this twist. Once that's established, we'll lift that right leg. Let's see this. Yeah. Now the suggestion is stay here. Otherwise, some practitioners will draw this right arm forward and bind. It may bind at the left foot. It may bind at the ankle. It may bind at the calf. Just depends on hamstring flexibility. The shoulders soft. My shoulders want to creep up on my ears. So here's an opportunity. We'll hold for 3. Breathing into that for 2. Now let's slowly release that right leg down. That little momentum is going to take us back to that seated forward fold. Okay. Same thing other side. Right fingertip to the outside of the left shin, left ankle, maybe left foot, and that left arm to the back. Folding with the twist. Option is to lift that left leg. So I'm not facing you guys, but this is the position. Yeah. Left arm can come forward. You find your bind, keep the shoulders soft, the heart lifted. Nice. All is well. Breathe into this for 3. Adjust your bind with the hands. Absolutely for 2. Please, let's lower that left leg down with control. Back to seated posture. Pointing the toes, reaching the fingertips. Make sure you've got room behind you as we roll on down. Take your time. Going to find ourselves supine here in a moment. Shoulder blades to the back of the mat. Let's go ahead and find morning stretch in whatever hour it is for you at this moment. Fingers are reaching to the back of the mat. Heels or toes are pressing to the front of the mat. Just myself here. Get this. Inhale, I might shine a little brighter as 300-hour teacher trainer Rolf Gates mentions, but the exhale draws both knees in. Ooh. Get that little movement, that little rock, that little roll. Maybe it's front to back. If that's the case, tuck the chin towards the chest. Don't enjoy this. It's a little more engaging than side to side, but it may feel good. Eventually, arms come out like wings. Yes, knees float to the right, gaze is left. So I'm going to skip this portion. Knees float to the right, gaze is left. Spiral twist. Hopefully that feels good, lands well. If there's any tension and gripping, you can come back to center, soles of feet to the floor, and just do some gentle windshield wiping the knees side to side. So that's my option. That's my modification since the adjustment was made yesterday from the chiropractor, swishing from side to side. Otherwise, you can have that supine spinal twist. Okay, here we go, DNR. You're coming back to center. We're gonna bind again. Revisit this. Again, I'm gonna say 90% of people grab the shins. I've got some people that grab the knees. I got some that grab hamstrings. Arms release out like wings. You guessed it, knees to the left, gazes to the right. For the modification, I'm gonna draw the soles of the feet to the mat and just do the movement, the swishing, the windshield wiping side to side. The knees are right, I'm gonna gaze left and vice versa. Modifications, adjustments, key in the practice to keep them. Yeah. Here we go for 4. Here's 3, 2. All right, eventually, let's come back to center. Yes, draw both knees in. Yes. Okay. All right, legs stay where they are. Arms come down to the sides. I'm going to do the best job I can to keep the inner thighs connected, even maybe the insteps of the feet connected, and we're going to hip circle. My hip circles are going to be small. So as if I had a light beam on the knees, that's just going to, that light beam look for creating a circle shape on that back wall. Option is to start to make that circle bigger as you draw the soles and the balls of the feet more towards the front edge of the mat. So I'm going to stay in the smaller circle, just to maintain that chiropractor adjustment from yesterday. You can certainly get it bigger. Right. So now please reverse, take it the other way. If the insteps of the feet come apart and the inside of the thighs, no worries. Nice. All right, eventually, guess what? We're rebinding. All of you go ahead and find happy baby pose. For some, it's grabbing shins, other grabbing ankles. For some, outer blades of the feet. Because I'm so tight to the shoulder, to the hips, I have to lift my shoulder blades and the back of the head off the mat. Option, peace fingers wrap around the big toes. Trying to draw my thighs low, my soles and feet high. You have that movement. Maybe it's side to side. Maybe it's from thigh to thigh. So have you ever seen a 7 or 8-month-old baby come and get in touch with their body in this position? We'll call it happy baby. Some elbow grease as I draw the thighs low, press the soles of the feet high. Hello inner thighs, hello hips. Here we go. A few more breaths here in this moment. Okay, DNR yoga folks, let's release. Soles of feet to the mat, hands down to the sides. It may feel comfortable to keep the knees bent. Some may want to find butterfly pose. Others traditionally have the right ankle to the lower right corner of the mat and left ankle to the lower left corner of the mat. Savasana. The sweet spot of Savasana might mean a little shoulder shimmy, a little hip shimmy. It may entail another full, rich, and deep cleansing breath. Yes, and as we exhale, we meld and just relax into Savasana. Props that are purposeful as maybe a rolled up blanket or pillow underneath the knees. Some might need that behind the head for support. And as you find that position, I am going to have us revisit faith. Faith is complete trust and confidence that life is unfolding for our best interest. How do we know things will be okay? Like a newborn baby who trusts that everything will be provided for, we can trust that life or the universe will provide and give us exactly what we need, even if it's not what we want at the moment. As much as we think we know what we want, our desires are often based on what we think we can handle more than what is in our best interest to develop and to grow. When we face challenging times, it can be difficult to feel confident that things are unfolding in our favor. If things are not good right now, how can we believe things will be better in the future? Faith is the ability to believe that what is happening is divinely guided, even if we don't yet see how. It may feel like everything is falling apart and our lives seem to be unraveling, but the change at hand may actually be making room for new and better things to come. And then this rule that's associated with faith: your heart is your compass. The wisdom of the heart is our moral compass. When we go within and follow the wisdom of our hearts, we move forward with guidance that is infused with higher understandings. Our hearts generate higher frequencies of emotions such as love, trust, faith, compassion, mercy, and hope. While our lower nature may reside in the negative emotions of fear, pain, anger, disappointment, regret, shame, and guilt. When we align our actions with our hearts, we tend to feel peace, calmness, and ease with our actions. Leaning into trusting these emotions connects us to the harmonious state that can ease our fears and loosen our illusion of control. This faith allows even more divine energy to guide us because we are not pushing against the unfolding, but moving with it instead. So please, scanning the body, if there's some area that needs a little extra attention, sending some love, some light to an area that might seem like it's a bit of a struggle. If you feel that sense of homeostasis, talking to that about homeostasis this morning with a potential new group that's joining at the core, but a shout out, a recognition to these vessels, these containers, which are our bodies, thanking them for taking us on this journey from point A to point B. Okay, DNR folks, please, let's start to bring some purposeful, intentional movement, fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Shout out to those extremities. If you'd like to move the head a bit, you can get creative, curl the tongue. I've got some students that can flare the nostrils, pretty subtle. But eventually, an inhale draws the knees back into the chest where we were a moment ago. My hope is that my verbal cues are clear enough that you don't even have to look at the monitor. The verbal clues are coming clear enough and concise enough to you. In this position, this supine bind, some will rock side to side, some even float into a fetal position. If that's part of your practice, it feels good. You can pause there, reconnect with your purpose, your intention, but eventually we'll press up or rock and roll up to seated. I've switched my seated posture from cross-legged to on my knees, where I've got this cushion between my hamstrings and my calves, just pulling out different variations so you can find some additional comfort and ease in your practice, especially if you got issues with the knees. Hands to the heart space again, palms meeting in front of the chest, acknowledging this ancient practice, hundreds and hundreds of years for me to acknowledge. DNR yoga folks, thank you so much for joining. And in that traditional fashion, we'll seal this practice. Please know the divine light, the teacher, for the spirit that dwells within me and you, with a bunch of gratitude. And hopefully a fine focus on faith. There's some alliteration for you. Bows to the divine light, the divine teacher, and the divine spirit that resides in each of you guys. Namaste. Namaste, guys. Oh. Be well. See you all next week.
Thank you, Neil. Sorry
Oh
about
my
the
gosh.